Welcome back. I'm off camera today, but it still really is me. So today we have a word, a smattering of events, a song and a quote. Grab your favorite cuppa, sit back, and let's have a look. Hi there, and welcome to This Day in History for June 1st. June 1st is the 152nd day of the year in the Gregorian calendar, 153rd in leap years, with 213 days remaining to the end of the year. Sometimes in reporting things that have happened throughout history, we might hear about an illness called dysentery, as we will today. Dysentery is a type of gastroenteritis that results in severe diarrhea. It's usually caused by a particular type of bacteria, amoeba, certain protozoa or parasitic worms, and it can sometimes be caused by certain chemicals, but usually it's from one of those biological causes. Its causes usually spread by way of contaminated food or water, which may occur in unsanitary conditions like flooding or unsanitary practices in food service, which is why we want food service establishments to be clean and the food service workers to wash their hands. We touched on this when we discussed Typhoid Mary in a previous episode, for instance. It's truly amazing how effective soap and clean water can be at destroying the various germs that cause dysentery. Dysentery may resolve on its own in a week or so, but it can cause dehydration and death if left untreated. Dysentery has been described at least since the time of Hippocrates, about 460 to 370 BC. The word dysentery comes to us through Middle English, Latin before that, originally from Greek. First known use of the word dysentery is in the 1300s. Dysentery. And with that, this is the birthday of French missionary and explorer Jacques Marquette, born June 1st, 1637. We've mentioned him before in reference to his explorations along with Louis Joliet. The two of them were the first Europeans to explore and map the northern portions of the Mississippi River Valley. Times were hard back then, though, and sadly, he only lived to the age of 37, having succumbed to a case of dysentery. We mentioned the War of 1812 fairly recently, and on June 1st, 1812, U.S. President James Madison asked Congress to declare war on the United Kingdom. James Clark Ross became the first European at the North Magnetic Pole on June 1st, 1831. By the way, he also explored around Antarctica later on, and the Ross Ice Shelf is named after him, James Clark Ross. Kentucky achieved statehood on June 1st, 1792. Tennessee 4 years later on June 1st, 1796. And the Minnesota Territory was declared on June 1st, 1849. On June 1st, 1990, U.S. President George H.W. Bush and President of the Soviet Union, Mikhail Gorbachev, signed a treaty to end chemical weapon production. Today's song is Mrs. Robinson by Simon and Garfunkel. The song Mrs. Robinson was written specifically for the 1967 film The Graduate and appears on Simon and Garfunkel's fourth studio album, Bookends. It was released as a single in April of 1968, and here we are at number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100 on June 1st, 1968, for the first of 3 weeks. This song has been covered by a number of artists, including Frank Sinatra, and appears in several instances of popular culture. Mrs. Robinson by Simon and Garfunkel, number 1, June 1st, 1968. Link in the description. How about that? Today's quote is one from American artist, author, actress, fashion designer, heiress, and socialite Gloria Vanderbilt, who said, "We're not put on this earth to see through one another, but to see one another through." Gloria Vanderbilt. Alrighty, y'all, take care. Be good to each other. I'll see you next time.